Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Starting with the name of Allah, the merciful, the beneficent. I hope you are all fine and enjoying life in its full swing. Looking for Eid ul-Azha, and of course, along with the miseries of the lockdown and pandemic, we have been conveying our best possible material to you, and in this system which we have adopted with your consultation, and we believe this must be beneficial to you at the end of the day. We have been looking for different health systems working in Pakistan. We have seen that no system or no policy could be successful because of the political will and because of the non-coordination between different departments of health, different sections of health, and with different responsible people, difference of the thoughts of the responsible people. We have not been successful. Now we have to see we were looking for of course we have seen the economic aspect of the health sector, and now we see the healthcare finance and expenditure. We have to realize that we are spending not much money on our health, and that is why the health of the people is not improving. And as health of the people is not improving, we cannot assure a good GDP of the country, or good working capacity of the country, or we cannot assure good fit labor for our factories, or good fit labor for our agriculture section, or good fit labor for our other activities and offices and markets. So by just achieving good health of the people, we can ourselves at that stage will come when we will be able to decrease the health budget. So far it is not less than 0.5% of the, it is not more than 0.5% of the total GDP which has been spent on the health of our country. Obviously the third world country get help from the WHO and from other UNICEF and from other agencies in the health sector. Before starting this, we have to see certain other important aspects. One is that we have been, for vertical programs, we have been helped by certain countries. Obviously, we got polio vaccine from WHO and from other countries like Germany, like Austria, like Sweden. They supported us, and secondly, certain vertical programs have been held by certain other agencies and certain other persons, like polio was supported by Mr. Bill Gates in Pakistan, Bill Gates Foundation in Pakistan, along with other sections. Same is the case with other vertical programs. Certain vertical programs being financed by WHO and others by UNICEF or by certain other agencies. But still, when we go for the cumulative expenditure, that is not much in this part of the world. Unfortunately, we have not been able to gather a good amount of, we have not been able to spend good amount of money on the health of the people. We have not been able to convince our people for the health insurance. Otherwise, in developed countries, most of the people, they have got their health insurances and they don't have any problem. They just go for the insurance and they don't have any problem. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, obviously, people do not have much money to eat, then how they can go for the health insurance or a health card system or any other system to spend on. The total per capita health expenditure in Pakistan is 750 to 800 rupees. That means it is less than $10. And that we can expect that how much less amount we spend on the health of the people. That is the amount we spend in this part of the world per day. While no official figures exist, experts believe that 25% of this is contributed by the public sector and 75% through private out-of-pocket fee-based funding mechanism. We ourselves spend, we have got our own income or resources, and we spend our money on such type of the function. Then general taxation is as far as the government is concerned, the government expenditure is concerned, the health budget is concerned, the general taxation is the major source of the government's financing for the health, and the funds are channeled to provide services through the three levels of government. Of course, three levels of the government government services: the federal level, federal government, the provincial government, and the district governments. Three governments, they contribute separately, and obviously the financing continues to be spread to the first level care facility. The federal government makes en bloc grants to the provinces, makes decisions about the health sectors. Further allocations are made by the provinces, then the money comes to the provinces and the provincial own budget of the province. Then the federal government contributes only 17 to 20% of the public sector spending on the health are also conditionally earmarked for national public health programs which are implemented at the provincial level. The federal government allocates some of the money, maybe 20% of the whole expenditure on health of a province, and asks for specific programs to be implemented in the province on that money. The federal government nowadays, that is the plan nowadays, but what has been happening nowadays, otherwise federal health does not play much of the role in the provincial health. The federal government also assists with in-kind contributions such as drugs, vaccines, as we know, for the polio, for other purposes, certain drugs, those are also been contributed. Furthermore, the federal government supports several tertiary care facilities as well as population control program of the country. Now we all know that the federal government is very much concerned with the healthcare, the population planning, and with tertiary care services, which are obviously the cardiac hospitals of the NICVD of Karachi, or other federal hospitals, or hospitals in Islamabad, or other federal hospitals run by the federal agencies, by the federal government. Those are financed by the government. Now it is another scenario, and the scenario is that unfortunately the whole of the world suffers pandemic, and government of Pakistan has spent a lot of money, maybe $4 billion on the maybe more on the pandemic to prevent the spread of pandemic of COVID-19 in Pakistan. And that is nowadays the main burden on the government. The government finances a lot, and this is the scenario has wholly the whole of the scenario has been changed. Previously we used to say that the federal government does not put a lot of effort or a lot of money for the provincial health, and nowadays federal government has put a lot of has provided a lot of funds to the provinces to prevent COVID-19 in their area. Pakistan has been spending 0.5 to 0.8 of its GDP on health over last 10 years, but it is by the government sector it is less than 0.5%. However, these figures reflect spending by the Ministry of Health and of course the Directorate of Health, and do not take into account other public sector health services which are delivered by the employees, social security institutions. Obviously the government employees, the social security employees, they get the treatment free of cost at their own hospitals. The military sources, the military people get their treatment free of charge in their own hospitals. The Ministry of Population Welfare, obviously they are for the population welfare, for the IMNCI programs, for other welfare programs, for vaccinations, and other semi-autonomous government agencies like kidney centers, like in Gujranwala, like other centers in other countries where public-private partnership works a lot. Government, the agencies obviously take the responsibility of running those institutions on their own, and they get the share from the government so that a good health care can be provided to the people. Nowadays, obviously, the MNTI program is on the way. The 4 big hospitals of the Punjab has been directed to adopt that privatization type of strategy, and in future, obviously, this will again go to the public-private partnership sector, and those will be run by the ministry, by the board of governors, and government will be providing funds to run those hospitals. And MNTI programs are just, for example, a step away Maybe by the end of year 2020, those will be implemented, and the first four institutions, among the four first institutions, NISHTA is also one of those where MNDI will be installed, will be imposed. These estimates are also not inclusive of the expenses incurred on treating government employees who are entitled, and sometimes the government employees they get very good according to their grades, they get some very high caliber treatment from the government institutions, and they enjoy the private sector type of treatment from government hospitals, and that is again afforded by their own departments. The costs that are not clearly visible, but still we can say that much of the costs are afforded by their own departments when somebody is entitled and get treatment from their family member, a government employee, or their family member gets treatment from the government institution, government hospitals. Then is the actual level of the total public sector expenditure on the health sector is therefore difficult to calculate. However, if these are taken into account, the total expenditure roughly ranges between 2.4 to 3.7% of the GDP. If we include, if we include total the private and the government sector expenditure, then this will be 2.4% to 3.7% of the total GDP, and that seems a good amount, because in the developed countries it is 4% of the GDP which has been spent on the health. The total government expenditure currently stands at 2.4%. Fiscal year 2006-2007 has witnessed a notable increase in the health sector allocation, rising from rupees 40 billion to 50 billion, 0.5% of the GDP, thus registering a growth of 25% over last year. Health expenditure have been doubled during the last 7 years, from 24 billion in 2000 to 2001 to 50 billion in 2006. However, this figure has not been adjusted for inflation and population growth. That means even more. This may not be 50 million, but still this may not be. If it is from 24 to 50 billion, that means it may not be more than 100%, but still it's good increase in the expenditure on the health during last year. The government's expenditure on health is below 25% of the total expenditure on health. Obviously, we have already concluded that the government share, the public share is not more than 35% or 30% of the total expenditure, but people have been spending on health. 98% of the private sector expenditure is out of the pocket. The foreign aid as a contribution to the national public sector health expenditure is 4 to 16%. So that is the help we achieve from WHO, from other agencies like UNICEF, from other agencies which are helping our developing countries or poor countries in the health sector. And private health insurance was introduced in Pakistan more than 3 decades back, but its significance was never fully recognized. However, the past few years have seen a growing interest in both its understanding and acceptance as a vital tool in deliverance of health services to the people. If we just look into the health of the developed countries in America, in other countries, in United States of America, or in say for example UK, or in other developed countries, most of the medical coverage is through the insurance companies, and almost everybody living in those parts, they have their medical coverage through their insurance policies, and even if they have not gone for their life insurance, they go for their health insurance, and the health expenditure is provided by the insurance firms and companies. Unfortunately, in Pakistan, because the income of the people is not much, and dependents are more, so they do not have money to go for the health insurance, and that is why unfortunately people are helpless to go for any of the health policy, even if they understand the importance of health policies or health insurance policies, but still they cannot go for it, because realizing that if they spend this much of the money on the health insurance, what they do to their other expenses like fooding, like clothing, like other expenses of the utility bills. So it's not possible for those guys to go and to get such type of insurance and finally get the benefit of insurance, health insurance in the treatment of themselves or their families. And then is the social security system. Social security system is obviously there, exists in Pakistan since 1967, although it is very limited in the scope and area, specifically of the covered population and services. In private sector today, most of the general insurance companies are marketing the product health insurance with the cumulative health insurance premium of between rupees 500 to 750 millions. They do not go for health insurance alone. They want their own all insurances, insurance of their life insurance, their home insurance, their car insurance, and then their health insurance. They do not allow for health insurance alone. Most of the public primary health care facilities offer health services free of charge. Of course, the government hospitals, the public hospitals, they offer free of charge their facilities. There is sometimes a nominal fee for registration, certain laboratory procedures or inpatient care. Nominal fees are there. Otherwise, the primary health care at the health facilities, primary health care facilities is free of charge. We all know that the government hospitals also charge minimal fees from private patients. Obviously, the government, some of the tertiary care hospitals of the public sector or the secondary care hospitals offer private sector treatment. So they charge, of course they charge, but their charge is not matchable with the private institutions of the same town or the same level of the facilities. The rates are subsidized and much lower than the private sector. The services for the public servants is always free. Almost all the private sector is financed on fee for service. So sometimes other than if we do not go for the if we do not bring the non-government organizations, the charity organizations, the welfare organizations under consideration, then all the private sector is serving on the fee basis, on the fee evaluation fee basis. Otherwise, wherever the charities are concerned, wherever the free services are concerned, or wherever the welfare organizations are concerned, they provide free services, and they also represent much of the I must say much of the I can say help, much part of the healthcare in this part of the world. About 80% of the annual health budget is provided by government of Pakistan. The estimated donor contribution is 21%. Obviously, we all know from the WHO, from other agencies, the major share of the foreign investment is spent on preventive programs. Now, this is very much important to discuss. The health agencies or the international agencies, whenever they finance our people, they do not provide money for the curative procedures or curative problems. They provide always on the preventive programs, on the promotion of the certain programs, or on the preventive programs, or on eradication of certain programs, so that the prevention is there, so that they are also saved from infectious or other type of diseases if this part is has been free from such diseases, whereas the remaining portion is utilized for technical assistance, community development, and consultancies of the money provided by the international agencies. The donor share has been ranging from 4 to 16%. Roughly, it is 20%, because we can say in this era it may have crossed 20% because of the pandemic of the COVID-19. Obviously, many developed countries have supported our country, and they have provided some of the budgets. China has been leading. Other countries are there. They have put their own contribution to help us so that we can prevent our country, or we can save our country from COVID-19, or we can save much of our people from that rapid or lavish spread of such a disease. The contribution has increased significantly since 9/11 as a result of the global changes in the political scenario. Obviously, the political reasons have been there why those countries are supporting us and why those countries need to put their efforts on the developing countries. There are much debate. There has been much debate on this subject, but still, I would say the geographical position of Pakistan has also helped them. The refugees from Afghanistan, they have also been a reason, and certain other factors and the leadership efforts and the relation of Pakistan with the United States of America, all those things have been an important factor to suck or to achieve good contribution from international agencies or from those developed countries for the health sector in this country. Now, healthcare finance and expenditure is related with the last for today. That is the health insurance. Health insurance has been has not been a cherished idea in this country. Unfortunately, many governments and non-government insurance agencies have been introducing different policies, but no one has been a success. Most of the people do not like to go for the health insurance, and they believe that this will be a wastage of money. If they do not require health care during the year, then whole of the money will be lost. Otherwise, they will be able to get themselves treated. Otherwise, in other countries, it has been a very much successful idea that most of the people, and particularly people, get the health insurance for their parents, for their children, and they do not feel any hazard in going to any of the institute or in any of the hospital when they have any medical problem or they need any medical coverage or medical help. They just inform the hospital and go there, and the insurance company covers them. But overall in Pakistan, there has not been a successful idea. Even if the insurance firms are contacted, they do not go for the health insurance alone. Even some insurance companies did not used to offer separate health insurances. Reason to them that it was a losing idea, because people do not spend much of the money on their health. The health insurance cannot be achieved, and when they turn ill, then the illness or the morbidity level in this part of the world is much than the developed countries, because of the obviously the healthcare is not there. So that is why most of the insurance companies, they do not, even the foreign insurance company or the foreign insurance policies selling companies working in this part of the world, they do not offer. Even if they offer in other countries, like say for example like in UK or in Germany or in France, but when they come, those companies, when they come to Pakistan, they do not offer health insurance in this part of the world, because they know that those people, when they get admitted to the hospital, they will need much of the insurance money. And same is the case may be true, because when whoever is in any medical problem in Pakistan, they first wait, then they let the disease to be spread and to become more horrible, and when they feel that now it is not compatible and they are going to die, then they go to the hospital. So that is why people are not in a good condition. That is why the health coverage needs a lot of money. The health card system, then it was introduced, health card system, and the government of Chaudhry Parvez Ilahi offered a health card scheme which seemed good enough for the people of Punjab. A calculated amount decided earlier will be deducted from the salary of the head of the family. Obviously, the decision will be made on the grade of the person and the caliber of the facilities that he will get, and the coverage he will be provided, and the level of the hospital he will be offered. The whole family will be able to avail the medical coverage of their grade. But unfortunately, most of the people did not cooperate. That seemed excellent idea, but overall that was not a success, because most of the people, they do not coordinate it, and they do not went for such type of health insurance or health card system. Those health card system are successful in whole of the world, but unfortunately that was at that time, of course, was not a success. So I will, as your teacher, I will advise all of you to please study this health card system, and you can yourself prepare your own dissertation or your research on health card system. This is a very open horizon. You can see that how many people had health card and how many people had benefit from those health cards, or how many people feel that those cards are helpful, or maybe how many people could afford those health cards. So there is a good horizon for research, and one of you can make a research, or all of you can make a research on the health card. Just you see what is the idea behind those health cards, and then you see how many of the people are convinced with such an idea. Nowadays, as PTI government has offered Sehat Insaf cards to the people, that seems a success, because by achieving Health Insaf cards or Insaf health cards, somebody will be eligible for a good caliber of the treatment, and he or she or the head of the family does not need to invest even a single penny, even a single rupee in this such type of the health cards. So that may be a success, and this government has again introduced a sort of free health insurance, and this card enables the family to avail 0.5 million rupees. I mean to say 750,000 rupees, 7,50,000 rupees for a family for the medical treatment in hospitals under contract in a year, and whole of the amount will be offered by the government of Pakistan. And that seems a wonderful idea, but still, because one is that the population is much, and as we all know that Pakistan is 6th populous country in the world, and population is much, and the government may not be able to offer this type of Sehat Insaf cards to the many, and then those who get those such cards will utilize them on the merits, and that is where the problem is. Unfortunately, good hospitals have not offered their services for the Sehat Insaf card on such basis. We believe that can be another problem. So this may at least may open up a gate for all the families to see that what type of benefit they are getting, what type of the families, what type of benefit is offered by the government of Pakistan in the health sector, and that may improve or increase the horizon for the poorer, and that may invite the insurance companies or the other what I can say health card firms or agencies to invite the rich, and that may increase the health coverage in this part of the world. So we continue with the same next time. Maybe next will be my last lecture on this health policy programs or health programs in Pakistan, or the system we are following, or the health insurance and health coverage, or the health economics. And next tomorrow it will be on air, and you will be able to get my last lecture, and then we'll see the next chapter after Eid. But I believe your feedback will be awaited a lot by me and by your directors. That helps us to improve or to incorporate some other aspects into your favor. And we also believe that we will be starting with the assignments after Eid. So if you go through the chapters, then it will be easy for you to come up with the assignments. Meanwhile, thank you very much. Good night. Stay blessed.